What's up everyone, Tony here, and welcome to the final installment of Super Saiyan Review Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Super Edition. At long last, here we are, the final episode of Dragon Ball Super. But it's not a time to be sad, friends, because we already have a new Dragon Ball Super movie to look forward to this December, and it's only a matter of time before a new weekly Dragon Ball anime is announced. But yeah, for a couple of months, our Saturday night viewings of Dragon Ball cartoons will go on hiatus, and that makes me kinda sad. Today, we're looking at episode 131 of Super, titled A Miraculous Conclusion. Farewell Goku, until the day we meet again. For today's video, I'll only be looking at this episode because I feel like if I start getting into like a review of the entire arc or the entire show even, then we'd be looking at like a 3-hour video, and I'd like to keep this short, so I mean, I'm gonna need something to talk about during this hiatus, right? So I think I'll be looking closer at the series as a whole in the coming weeks and months, but for today, I'll specifically be focusing on this 22-minute episode. Without further ado, let's get right into the final episode recap of Dragon Ball Super. So first, a really weird thing about this episode is they seemingly skipped the OP on the Japanese broadcast version of this episode. I don't know this for sure, but it looks like they ran low on time, and that makes sense because there was a lot to cover in this last episode, so every second counted. We begin with Goku seemingly down and out, but Golden Frieza and 17 are back to fight the shirtless Jiren, who I will henceforth refer to as Jacked Jiren. Jiren is like, really bro, you two jabronis are gonna do nothing. Look how jacked I am. Nonetheless, 17 and Frieza go after him, and it quickly becomes clear that Jiren is completely out of breath and exhausted. So surprisingly, 17 and Frieza are somewhat keeping up with him. The animation and art already looks awesome in this episode, as we all should expect from a Takahashi episode at this point. After getting tired of Frieza's trash talk, Jiren steps on Frieza's tail and just whoops his ass mercilessly with punches. 17 then takes this opportunity to jump in, and he basically tackles Jiren in an attempt to eliminate him, but it doesn't quite work. However, Jiren does feel 17's attack and is completely exhausted at this point. He falls to his knees and appears to be done for. Frieza slowly walks up to him and does his classic trash talk as he charges up a death beam. However, we then hear Toppo from the sidelines giving Jiren an inspirational speech, even though Jiren was a complete jerk to him when he was eliminated. Somehow, Toppo's speech is enough to get Jiren completely fired up, and he unleashes this giant blast of energy. Frieza and 17 try to hold it back, and Frieza even loses his golden form trying to hold it back, and it looks really cool. However, Superman Goku makes it back to his feet just in time and is able to help hold back Jiren's energy blast. Now it's all 3 remaining Universe 7 fighters taking on Jiren. They power up and charge at Jiren at this point, and now it's Goku and Frieza teaming up to take on a common foe. Something I never thought I'd say. 17 is staying in the back, just shooting clutch ki blasts. The animation looks so damn good here because Takahashi is just the best. So good. Seriously, this fight just looks incredible, and that's extremely fitting for the final fight of Dragon Ball Super. Goku throws Frieza into Jiren, who manages to grab hold of Jiren and go for like the kamikaze elimination. However, Jiren kinda wiggles his way out of Frieza's grasp, so Goku flies in to help as well, and we get this really awesome visual of Goku like transforming into a Super Saiyan as he flies over all super fast. Jiren finally realizes what the power of trust looks like as Goku and Frieza successfully work together. there's a flash of light, and there it is. It's over. Goku, Frieza, and Jiren are eliminated from the Tournament of Power. It's finally over. The Tournament of Power is over. 17 is the last man standing. Who the hell saw that coming? That is amazing and mind-blowing. The Grand Priest announces that Universe 11 will now be erased. Toppo and the rest of the team thank Jiren for how hard he worked, but Jiren is confused because he was like mean to them and stuff. Before they vanish, Goku teleports over to thank Jiren for the awesome fight and tells him he wants to see him again. Jiren smiles and vanishes forever. Jesus Christ, this episode is moving so quickly, it's ridiculous. You can really tell they are pressed for time because they blazed through the elimination of Jiren and Universe 11 getting erased in about 30 seconds. There was no time for these moments to breathe at all. As we head into the commercial break at the halfway point of the episode, the Grand Priest asks 17 if he's decided on a wish yet. We return from the eye catcher to see the Super Dragon Balls have spawned at the Tournament of Power stage. Super Shenron appears and it looks like 17 is going to get his wish. Finally, he's gonna get that boat. Just kidding. As everyone probably expected, he wishes for all of the erased universes to be restored. Kale, Caulifla, Kaba, Hit, they're all back. Caulifla wants to train and learn how to go Super Saiyan 3 because of course she does. Come on, girl, you gotta aim higher than that, man. Like, that form is like 5 steps behind at this point. We see Jiren and Toppo reflect on the Tournament of Power, and they agree that together they're gonna get stronger, and next time they meet Goku and his friends, they won't lose. The two of them don't actually come off like assholes in this scene. Like, Jiren and Toppo definitely have a respect for Goku now, and I figure Jiren will be one of Goku's many rivals going forward. 18 comes down to 17 and was like, yo, I thought you were gonna wish for a boat, man, what happened? And 17's like, it's fine, sis, I just wished back like 1 trillion lives. I think I'll pass on the damn boat. Good guy 17 right here. Meanwhile, Frieza is like, can I just go back to hell already? Everyone here is enjoying themselves and being all happy and stuff. Like, I'm basically in hell right now. And then Whis walks in and he's like, hey buddy, why don't you be happy too? And just like that, Frieza is revived. I am so happy because Frieza was awesome in this arc, and I hope he'll be sticking around from now on. I fully expect him to assume like a Piccolo-esque role from now on. It's only a matter of time before Frieza gets a turtle gi. I am telling you, it's gonna happen. Frieza asks Beerus if he's okay with this because he still intends to be really evil, to which Goku says, just try it, bro. We will beat your ass if you try anything dumb. I love it. At this point, the Grand Priest explains that the Zenos expected the winner of the tournament to revive all of the erased universes with the wish. And if they didn't, the Zenos would have just erased everything as punishment. Well, that's just dark. Luckily, that didn't happen, and everyone lives happily ever after. The Zenos then ask if they'll ever see Goku again, and he tells them of course, and then he gives them a little fist bump. I think this was a really nice, heartfelt moment to close out the series. It's pretty obvious that the Zenos are kind of supposed to represent the intended audience of the show, like young children who are really just blown away and impressed by everything Goku does, and they kind of look up to him and just idolize him, and Goku's assurance that he'll see them again, that's obviously the team behind Super kind of giving the message to the viewing audience that Dragon Ball will be returning soon, and we as viewers and fans have nothing to worry about. Goku will be back. After that shot, we get an adorable montage of everyone celebrating a Capsule Corp after the Tournament of Power, and it's set to Limit Break Survivor. The credits roll as well, and this is our end of series montage, which has become something of a Dragon Ball tradition at this point. It's hard to recap this entire thing, but quickly we see Goten and Trunks are back from training with the poachers, so they are definitely like Super Saiyan Blue tier at this point. Yep, I'm sure that'll play out. And 17 got his boat. Like, duh, Bulma just bought him one. After the montage ends, we see that Frieza returns to space to declare that the Emperor is back, complete with his ship from the Frieza saga, and even his little like Dr. Robotnik floating chair thing. We then see Goku and Vegeta fighting in the rocky field from the Saiyan saga, but this time they're both in Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta tells him to go Ultra Instinct already and fight him at full force, but Goku explains that he can't. He just kinda did it accidentally during the tournament. They hit their signature poses, and Vegeta says, screw it, I guess I'll just find a way to surpass Ultra Instinct and beat you that way. And that's how it ends, on a shot of Goku and Vegeta clashing, and the narrator assuring us that this is only a brief parting, and Goku's adventures will continue. Then, oddly enough, we get the regular ending credits and song. But in the broadcast version of this episode, they actually added footage from the upcoming movie to play alongside the music. It's nothing new, it's just the footage of Goku kind of loosening up from the teaser trailer that we saw earlier this week, but it's neat that they stuck that in there. The next episode preview is replaced with a preview for the new show that is replacing Super next week in its time slot, Kitaro. Unfortunately, we didn't get any new footage from the movie or anything like that, but I'm sure we'll get some of that real soon. And that's it. There it is, my friends. Dragon Ball Super is over. So let's get to some overall thoughts on the episode. First things first, this episode was rushed. It was rushed big time, and that kinda hurt my enjoyment of the episode. It felt like they compressed like 3 episodes worth of content into this one episode. As a result, there were some massive moments here that had no time to breathe. No time to let the viewer like take in what they just saw, because 3 seconds later, the next massive, crazy plot point is just happening. Jiren is eliminated, so is Goku and Frieza. 17 is the last fighter standing, so he gets the wish. Universe 11 is erased. All of those things happen in like a 60-second span in this episode. It was nuts, and for the first time that I could remember, I found myself unable to watch and take notes at the same time because so much shit was happening so fast. It was just way too much. Nonetheless, I think the episode was still very enjoyable on the whole. The final fight at the tournament was a bit anticlimactic only because we have seen some insane stuff over the course of the Tournament of Power, like I think back to episode 110 or episode 116 with the upside down Kamehameha. Even last episode was just ridiculously over the top with some of that crazy animation. But still, like I said, this episode was very enjoyable. Like 131 still looked great as well, thanks to Yuya Takahashi and his incredible style. Just look at the screen caps in this review and it's clear as day that this dude is just ridiculously talented, and I can't help but smile at how awesome some of these shots look. Let's quickly talk about the big conclusion of the tournament. 17 was the last man standing. I don't think anyone saw that coming. What an unbelievable job they've done with 17 in this arc, bringing him back to a state of prominence that I didn't think was possible. I definitely hope he gets released as DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ because the dude deserves it. Now, the wish itself, on the other hand, was super predictable. I mean, I think most expected it as soon as the stipulation was announced that, you know, whoever got erased was going to come back somehow. There were just way too many well-established characters in this arc to just erase them and never see them again. I'm sure Goku and his friends will be exploring all of the various universes going forward, and Caulifla, Jiren, and especially Ribrianne will all be making a comeback when the time is right. Also, Frieza is back. For good. Officially. It's another thing that many expected, but I was really happy to see it actually happen. Ryusei Nakao is just the best, and at this point, Frieza deserves to be a regular on the show. I also like the scenes after the montage. People are already kind of giving the ending shit, you know, calling it the same old with Goku and Vegeta just fighting forever. But I love that. That's why I love Dragon Ball. If I was sick of Goku and Vegeta training and fighting constantly, I would have stopped watching years ago. Super ends with Frieza being the evil emperor and Goku and Vegeta fighting in the rocky field, with Vegeta swearing to surpass Goku one day. That's what Dragon Ball is all about, and those visuals give me warm, fuzzy feelings. It just feels right, and I will always love this shot between Goku and Vegeta. Overall, I'm trying to decide between a 3 or 4 out of 5 for this episode, because the final fight at the tournament was really great and I enjoyed the episode, but I can't help but feel it would have been so much better if it wasn't rushed. The story told in this episode easily could have and should have been told over 2 or 3 episodes. I do think I need to hold the standards a little higher for this episode, being that it was the final episode of the show. Nothing about this episode was particularly, incredible, and I think that may have to do a bit with following 130, which was an unbelievable episode when it came to fighting and animation, but it also wasn't particularly emotional either, and with Dragon Ball, especially with final episodes of Dragon Ball, I don't know, I feel like it was just a little lacking. I give the final episode of GT a 5 out of 5. I loved it so much. I mean, it was the perfect ending, and this certainly was not at that level. So for now, I think I'm gonna go with a solid 3 out of 5 for the final episode of Super. Good, not great, definitely rushed, but all in all, a fun ending to the show. And that's about it for today, and for Dragon Ball Super as a whole. Thank you so much to everyone who has been watching these reviews and supporting my channel. I hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as I've enjoyed making them. Now, I look forward to December when the movie releases, as well as the inevitable continuation of weekly episodic Dragon Ball goodness. Until then, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, because even though Super's over, Dragon Ball news never stops. We have new DLC characters for Fighters releasing this week, so look forward to more Fighters coverage on the channel. And in case you missed it, we just got our first teaser trailer for the new Dragon Ball Super movie, which is set for a worldwide release in theaters this December. Now that Super is over, I expect to see a really big marketing push for this movie going forward. Of course, I'll be covering all of that news on my channel as it releases, but for now, that is all for today. Again, thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Dragon Ball Super team, for putting out a fun-ass children's cartoon every week for us all to watch and enjoy. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Take care.